Let me tell you something real. You will never get where you're supposed to go if you don't learn how to control yourself. That's the starting point, not motivation, not talent, not opportunity. It's discipline. It's waking up when the alarm goes off and not hitting snooze. It's choosing broccoli over fries. It's walking past temptation and saying, "Not today." It's telling your body what to do and making your mind the boss again. Let me be honest with you, discipline don't feel good at first. It's uncomfortable, it's lonely, it doesn't give you instant results, but it gives you something far better, long-term power, real unshakable power, the kind that can hold up your dreams and carry your future. Discipline is the key that unlocks the door to everything you want in life, but here's the thing, it's not flashy, it's not exciting. Nobody celebrates you when you pass up that second helping of dessert, or when you say no to a night out so you can work on your plan. It's not the stuff that gets posted on social media. It's quiet, it's private, but it's necessary. It's the behind-the-scenes grind that sets you apart from everyone who just wishes for more but never moves toward it. I remember a time when I couldn't stick to anything. I had dreams, big dreams, but no drive. I had goals that looked good on paper, but no grind to back them up. I was full of excuses, blaming the world, blaming my situation, blaming my background, blaming everything and everyone except the man in the mirror. I wanted success, but I didn't want to do what success required. I wanted to win without playing all 4 quarters, but one day, something inside me snapped. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I looked in the mirror and realized the only person standing between me and my future was me. Not my past, not my boss, not my mama, just me. And I made a decision, a real decision. Not the kind you post online to get likes, but the kind that costs you something. The kind that forces you to grow. I decided to discipline myself before life did. Because let me tell you something, if you don't discipline yourself, life will do it for you. And when life does it, it's brutal. Life doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It just delivers the consequences of your choices. And I realized I'd rather discipline myself through sweat than be disciplined by life through regret. Discipline starts small. It's not in the big dramatic moments. It's in the little choices you make every single day. Make your bed, show up on time, keep your word even when it's hard. Eat clean when nobody's watching. Work on your craft when there's no spotlight. When you tell yourself, "I'm gonna do it," then do it. That builds integrity. And let me tell you something about integrity. It's not just about being honest with other people. It's about being honest with yourself. When you say you're gonna do something and you follow through, that's power. That builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, you'll never reach your potential. You'll always second guess, you'll always hesitate, you'll always need someone else to validate you. But when you build discipline, you build confidence from the inside out. It's the kind of confidence that doesn't depend on applause or attention. It comes from knowing I said I'd do it, and I did. That's the foundation of greatness, because greatness isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the shadows. It's built when nobody's looking. Let me paint you a picture. You wake up and the bed is warm, the alarm is blaring, every part of you wants to roll over and go back to sleep. That's a crossroads right there. That's a battle. You can choose comfort or you can choose character. Comfort gives you nothing but a moment of pleasure. Character gives you a lifetime of purpose. So you sit up, you swing your feet over the bed, you lace up your shoes and do what you said you were going to do. That's discipline, and that one choice may seem small, but it's not. It's huge, because every time you win that battle, you reinforce a habit. You hardwire your brain for excellence, and that's what separates the successful from the stuck. Discipline also means doing what needs to be done, even when nobody will ever know you did it. That's a hard one right there, because we live in a world that's addicted to recognition. People don't want to do the work unless they get credit. But let me tell you, true discipline doesn't care about applause. It cares about progress. It's about doing right even when nobody's watching, because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you, for your future, for your destiny. I know people who are talented but broke, smart but stuck, Gifted but going nowhere. Why? Because they never learned discipline. They never trained themselves to push past their excuses. They think everything is supposed to be easy. But nothing worth having comes easy. It comes from consistency. It comes from showing up every single day, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Let me tell you something. If your actions are always based on your emotions, your life will be like a roller coaster, up one day, down the next, full of potential but going in circles. But when your actions are based on discipline, your life starts to level out. You build momentum, you gain traction, you move forward. Slowly at first, but surely, and one day you wake up and realize you're not who you used to be. You've grown, you've evolved. You've become someone stronger, wiser, better. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But here's the thing, if you don't use it, it doesn't just stay the same, it gets weaker. That's the truth. If you keep giving in to your impulses, if you keep breaking your promises to yourself, you lose power. You start to feel like you can't do anything right. But every time you practice discipline, even in the smallest way, you take back your power, you reclaim your authority over your life. And don't think discipline means you'll never have fun. No, discipline allows you to have fun, real fun, because your life is in order, you're not running from consequences, you're not drowning in chaos. You can enjoy your blessings because you earned them. You paid the price, that's a different kind of joy. It's not cheap, it's rich, it's deep, and it lasts. Now some of you are waiting for motivation to get started. Let me break this to you gently. Motivation is not reliable. Motivation comes and goes. You can't build a life on something that disappears as soon as life gets hard. You've got to build on something stronger. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline says, I don't care how I feel. I care about where I'm going. Motivation is loud and short-lived. Discipline is quiet and unshakable. You want to change your life? Start with one disciplined habit, just one. Wake up earlier, read every day, go for that walk, save a little money, keep your room clean. I don't care how small it is, just do it consistently. And what you'll find is that one habit starts to bleed into other areas of your life. You'll start feeling better, thinking clearer, standing taller. That's the compound effect of discipline. It starts small but ends big. You don't need to fix your whole life today. You don't need to be perfect tomorrow. You just need to start. Discipline isn't about never messing up. It's about never giving up. It's about falling down and saying, I'm not staying here. You get up, you learn, you adjust, you keep going. That's the real power of discipline, not perfection, but persistence. So stop waiting for the perfect time. It's not coming. There's no magic moment. There's just right now, and right now you've got a choice to make. Comfort or growth, excuses or results, wishing or working. You can't have both, and deep down you already know the answer. So make the choice that your future self will thank you for. Make the choice that honors your potential. Make the choice that says, I may not be there yet, but I'm on my way. Now let me tell you something else that most people don't understand about self-discipline. It ain't just about waking up early, hitting the gym, or checking off a to-do list. That's what the world wants you to believe. That's what they market in books and motivational posters. But self-discipline, real self-discipline, starts deep within. It begins when you realize you've been living under your potential for too long, and you finally get mad about it. I'm talking about the kind of frustration that sits in your chest and makes you say, no more. That's when it begins to change. That's the moment discipline starts to form. You don't grow self-discipline from watching others win. You build it when you get tired of watching yourself lose. You've got to get sick of your own excuses. That's the soil self-discipline grows from. You keep saying, I don't have time, when in reality you have time for the things you choose. And what you choose determines what you value. So the first truth you need to accept is that your life looks the way it does because of your decisions. And if you want it to look different, better, stronger, then your decisions have to change, and they have to change every single day. Now, let's talk about the battlefield of the mind. That's where the real war is happening. Every day you wake up, your thoughts are trying to control you. That bed feels comfortable. That extra hour of sleep is whispering in your ear. That phone wants your attention before your purpose does. And you have to fight that, not once, every single day. You don't win the war one time and walk away a champion. You win it in the morning. You win it again in the afternoon when distractions creep in. And you win it again at night when your mind tries to justify slacking off because you've earned it. That's not how discipline works. Discipline doesn't care what you've earned. It only cares about what you commit to. Let me put it to you this way. Self-discipline is a choice you make every moment you're alive. You don't get to automate it. There ain't no cruise control for greatness. You have to be intentional, and that starts with deciding who you want to be, then proving it to yourself every single day. You want to be a better father. Show up even when you're tired. You want to be financially free. Stop spending like you're rich when you're trying to build wealth. You want to be respected. Then walk in integrity when no one's watching. That's discipline. That's the fire you've got to keep stoking. And let's not pretend like this road is easy. No, sir, it's tough. You're going to feel alone sometimes. You're going to question why you're even trying when it feels like nothing is changing. You're going to watch other people take shortcuts, and you're going to be tempted. But let me tell you something, shortcuts are always expensive in the long run. Discipline pays you dividends later. When everybody else is paying for their quick wins with long-term regret, you'll be cashing in on the life you built brick by brick with consistency and patience. One thing I've learned is that discipline thrives in structure. You can't grow it in chaos. If your life is a mess, your time, your habits, your environment, then your discipline has no place to take root. Clean up your space, set routines, create non-negotiables. That's how you start to win. You wake up, and instead of wondering what you feel like doing, you already know. You've already planned your attack. Discipline doesn't rely on feelings. If you wait to feel like it, you'll never get anything done. You build structure so your feelings don't get a vote. There are going to be people in your life who don't understand, people who say you've changed, that you're obsessed, that you're too serious. Let them talk. Let them laugh, because one day those same people will ask you how you did it, and the answer won't be luck or timing or talent. It'll be discipline. It'll be you showing up day after day after day when they were sleeping, playing, relaxing. It'll be you sacrificing what was easy for what was right, and that's when they'll realize it was never about being better than them. It was about being better than the old you. You see, self-discipline doesn't just change your results. It changes your identity. You stop being the guy who quits when it gets tough. You stop being the woman who talks about her dreams but never moves toward them. You become reliable to yourself, and that's the most powerful thing in the world. Because when you know that you can trust you, when you know that your own word means something, that's when you become unstoppable. Now here's the part most people overlook. Discipline requires forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness, because you will mess up. You will fall short. You will have days where you break your promise to yourself. And if you let shame or guilt build a home in your heart, you'll never recover. You've got to forgive yourself fast and get back on the path. Don't wallow. Don't delay. One mistake doesn't define the journey unless you stop walking. Own it, learn from it, and keep moving. You also need to reward yourself the right way. I'm not talking about treating yourself to every craving or every whim. That's the opposite of discipline. I'm talking about acknowledging your progress, celebrating wins that matter, looking back and saying, I was consistent for 30 days straight, or I kept my cool in that moment, or I pushed through even when it hurt. That's the kind of reward that builds momentum. That's the celebration that fuels the fire, not the kind that extinguishes it. And listen, you don't need to overhaul your whole life in one day. Start small, stack the wins, master the basics, wake up when you said you would, eat what you said you'd eat, focus when you said you would. Over time, those small wins add up to massive change, and before you know it, you're not trying to be disciplined anymore. You are disciplined. It's who you are now. You're not acting. You're living it. People love to talk about motivation, but motivation fades. Discipline is the engine that keeps running even when motivation is dead. It's what keeps you going when nobody's clapping for you. It's what makes you grind when nobody's watching. Motivation might start the journey, but discipline finishes it every time. Let me ask you a question. How bad do you want it? Really, not how bad you say you want it when people are watching, not how bad you post about it. How bad do you want it when no one's watching, when it's raining, when you're tired, when the plan falls apart? Because that's where discipline lives, in those quiet, gritty moments where the old you would have quit, but the new you doesn't even flinch. So get up, get organized, get serious, quit waiting for a sign and become the sign. You want to break through, start acting like the person who already has it. Talk like them, walk like them, think like them, train like them, spend like them, show up like them. That's how you pull your future self into your present reality. And lastly, understand this. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's a blessing. It's not about restriction. It's about freedom. When you live with discipline, you're no longer a slave to your emotions, to other people's opinions, or to your old habits. You're free, and that freedom, that power, that peace, it's waiting on the other side of every decision you make today. Choose wisely, choose discipline, because your future self is depending on you to show up now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. So here's the truth, self. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you're meant to be. It ain't fancy, it ain't easy, and it sure ain't quick. But it's the most valuable thing you'll ever develop in your life. Because once you get control of you, everything else falls into place. Your money, your relationships, your health, your peace, your future. It all starts when you stop waiting for the perfect time, and you start mastering the moment you're in. You keep showing up, you keep pushing, you keep building day by day, step by step. Nobody else can do it for you, and nobody else has to, because once you lock in, once you stop negotiating with weakness and start committing to excellence, you become unstoppable.